What do you think, chicken? Everyone's a critic. Welcome to Monotonous Minecraft, episode 84. I'm wandering around here because I expect a pillage patrol any second. Because they come up constantly. Huh? Are you one? No? Okay. What are we doing today? What's this crazy thing over here? We are going to put the fuel creator over here on our super smelter. And what I was doing over here is a little bit of testing. Kind of taking a design here that we built earlier and breaking it down to like its most essential elements. It's still huge. The idea is that the reason they're two or three apart as opposed to two is I was going to put a wall in between them, and that way each one could feed into one of those chests. But it didn't work as well when all this was touched by wall. And so what I did was I put up this line, I guess, of hoppers that'll feed into those chests. And the idea there is that those hoppers will be this bottom part here where this water floods in. So we'll build something similar to this, except we'll build it 5 sand blocks, 5 items, 5 quasi zero tick growers wide, just to fit the 11 blocks that those all take. Same kind of design though, and it'll flood in, and instead of into a water source that goes into a water source, instead of a water stream that goes down to the middle, it'll be a whole line of hoppers. And it should be approximately split evenly, about. You'll notice that the 3 separating hoppers all go to the one side, and that's because since the super smelter goes clockwise, these things will need things first. That's the only reason. Hopefully there won't be a ton of backups. I'm sure there'll be a ton of backups, and it'll be a huge problem. So that'll be fun to figure out. Oh wait, I guess I can just turn off the farm. Duh. I'm gonna have let me get back down here. The switch for the farm these farms that actually feed the sources here will be a separate switch. I did get the switch moved over here, so I can turn it on and off from the front now without walking all the way back there. All I did was kind of tunnel underneath and bring it around to then add this block here. I mean, that's all it was. It's fairly simple to do. If I can figure it out, you can figure it out, because I was following plans and I screwed this up like 3 times. I've moved the switch on this one over to the side. Basically, we just need this set up because it creates the pulse. That's what I'm looking for. It creates the pulse that drives this entire farm. That's what this whole get up here is. And so we'll need that somewhere in it. Yeah, I mean, this collects a bunch of stuff. But for the most part, we're going to build it pretty much just like we did over here. The difference is going to be it's going to be up in the air quite a bit. And no, that's pretty much it. It'll be up in the air quite a bit. In fact, I'm going to put it a little bit higher than it looks, because I'm worried about having enough space. So this flat part here where the water blocks are is 3 from the ground, which means I need it to be at least 3 on this side. We'll see how it works. So I'm going to put glass up to the front and to the back of this line. I think it's too tall. The whole farm setup will be over here in this space, and that will just go and feed into his feed into this, and we'll have all the fuel we need, I hope. So yeah, let me get some glass. I have glass of various colors. Let me start putting some of it in, and we're gonna have to design this farm kind of backwards. When we built this one, we started the whole mechanisms. Because I need to know where the space are, the space are. That wasn't even English. I need to know how the whole thing will relate to this line. I could, maybe tear out the sidewall and do some measurements or counting and stuff, but I think I'm just gonna, build it backwards. That always works out for me in the past, right? You know, when I don't follow the rules, I just kind of make things up as I go. That never hurts me in the end. Why did I jump down here? I need to build some glass walls up. So I got a box built. These holes are where the sand will go through and the bamboo will grow on. Let me climb up there. I've got the glass box created to, whoops. Let's climb up there properly, not just jump off. So I've got the glass box here. The glass box made out of glass blocks. Here with the hopper line below. I'll need to get some signs and put them up here. Now those are across. I think they'll look a little bit nicer if I put them on the glass wall itself. And it should still work. And if it doesn't, I'll move them. That's how that works. The platform down here, well, not really a platform. This line of hoppers is going to be like the bottom part, but the only, like the ground level over here, or even on our original one. But we only need one block there, and that's just to hold you can see the redstone right there in the crosshair. Everything else can be actually built up a little bit higher than that. So we've got these 2 black gaps, which should be sufficient. I just got to figure out how they all fit in. So I know sand, and so there'll be the sticky pistons here, and this, and that, and the other, and basically I'm just going back and forth and trying to figure that out. But in the short term, I'm going to get those signs in place. And then, yeah, I just keep coming back over here to refer to everything I need to do. Before I can put all the sand in place, I do need to have my switch wired up and turned on so these sticky pistons are stuck out. And those regular pistons are also stuck out because they move in concert. So let me get my signs and then put those in and just, yeah, keep working on this. We'll get it in there. It's going pretty quickly. I'm sure there's a quicker way of doing this, but I don't know it. So this is the way I'm doing it. Backwards seems to be working so far. I hope. Slight change of plans. I'm going to leave the switch for it way up here. Because underneath, hi turtle, underneath all of this is water, and I don't feel like going down there and trying to rebuild essentially cave system just for that. If I turn it on, that's what we want to see. This is just the same timer thing as before. Going out to the side, leading to this, to that. I mean, this really is the same build as we did before, just slightly different, well, materials obviously, but slightly different locations. So I need to put sand. I have sand around here. Yes, I do. I need to put sand here. I said here. I said here. There we go. And all of these. And I need to put sand on the double stacks on the hoppers in those holes. Hoppers. I always say hoppers. It's not hoppers. There and there. Oh, this thing is almost done. You know what I don't have? Water bucket. So basically the plan is, let's try not to fall in there. Basically the plan is, in fact, let me plant this now. So it won't start growing, will it? That's all right. It won't start growing in this stage because these are blocking it, but we can turn it on and it'll grow fairly quickly when it starts. So yeah, I need to get the water down in here and button this up. And that should pretty much be it. It's funny how this build, I think the same thing happened over here. I was like, I gotta do all this stuff, and no, wait, no, I don't have to do much. And by button up, I mean, I'm gonna go ahead and enclose this entire thing with glass. I did not do that there, and sometimes some of the stuff does end up on top. Now, I think it's only the kelp, and that might be because the water there makes kind of sense. But just in case, and to kind of make it look prettier, I'll put a roof one layer up from where it is now. And I'll probably keep this same design where it's polished diorite in the back half and glass in the front half. It's kind of arbitrary, but it's working for me. Moment of truth time. Not moment of truth time. Hey, look at that. I'm not displeased with what's happening here. Alright then. Well, as I said when we first started building this super hopper, this was our plan. It worked out better than I thought. It looks better than I thought. It's simpler than I thought. Basically, my original plan was really kind of, I don't want to say stupid, but let's be honest, not great. So yeah, build this. Let me finish it up, make it look pretty. We'll wrap things up. And I don't know. I'm not terribly surprised it worked as well as it does. But it's always nice when things work as well as they do, as you want them to. What do you think, chicken? Everyone's a critic. Well, that's a little bit of all right, isn't it? Got my glass. It's very modern art architecture. I started doing the different colors because I didn't really have enough. I'm going to go ahead and turn it on if I get close enough. It's the soothing tones. Because this one especially was losing out. I would say those are pretty good rates. Yes, yes. Alright. Well, if you watched this far, thank you very much. If you did build the super smelter or one similar to it, I definitely suggest you build a fuel source on top. Of course, this will probably be broken in the next version, but that's okay. For right now, it works. And if it gets broken, well, I guess we'll just have to build a different super smelter somewhere else, figure out a different fuel source. Much like we keep doing. This is, after all, the third super smelter I've built. Those two are right next to each other, so you know this one's a little bit different. Alright, let's turn this off and just go somewhere else. Just anywhere else. I really do need to move that switch. Whatever. Wandering trader. Let me go towards this mountain and tear it down some more. Anyway, as always, like, comment, subscribe. I'll talk to everyone later.